Natural healing is not a do-it-yourself project. It's not a weekend hobby. It is a serious clinical profession, and we need to talk about it. I might be a little gatekeepy, so let's dive in. Grab your tea. I'm Lila. This is the Virtual Natural Healing Clinic, and we are specialized in helping people who haven't been able to find help elsewhere. So whether you're being let down by the conventional medical model or you are being confused in the diluted, chaotic wellness space, we offer a really grounded approach to helping people get well. It's holistic. We use a lot of Ayurveda, clinical herbalism, and even some functional nutrition and modern concepts. We have a great toolbox and a really great way of assessing the unique individual working with us, which is like one of the biggest missing pieces in most practice. So why do I think that natural healing is not a DIY project? Obviously, because it's not. Herbalism is a topic that you couldn't master in a lifetime. And so many people get herb books, or they have really complex chronic issues and they know or think that it's possible to heal them with natural methods. Yes, it is. But they think that they can do it themselves. And I see that here's my issue with it. At the end of the day, when people try natural healing and it doesn't work and it's ineffective, they either lose hope, they're out of options, or they have to go back to the Western medical model, which continues to let them down, right? We're putting lipstick on a pig, we're putting a Band-Aid on a symptom. We're not fixing the problem, and people aren't getting their quality of life restored, and that's what I care to do, restore people's quality of life. And I know the true path, my true path, the true path I can take people on has so much depth to it, but you can't pick it all up from a book. And what I see happen, I'll give you a prime example. This guy had high cholesterol. I don't know if it was genetic, I don't know if it was lifestyle and dietary induced, I don't know his details, but he has high cholesterol. And he said he tried the natural healing method first. He did red rice yeast and niacin and omega-3s, and it didn't work, so then he had to go and get the medication. Well, those, as a clinician, are like C-list choices. Most people that have been in the natural healing realm for any amount of time know that most red rice yeast is processed in a way where the active constituent that would lower your cholesterol is taken out. Omega-3s, mild for cholesterol lowering. Niacin, also helpful, maybe part of a protocol, but it could never carry the load on its own. And we have really good tools in the toolbox for helping with cholesterol. I don't care if it's genetic or lifestyle induced. Controlling cholesterol is not hard if you know what you're doing. But people out there who are reading off of blogs or getting their information off of social media don't know what they're doing. And so in his eyes, that was natural healing. In my eyes, that was somebody just throwing spaghetti at the wall. And not to put this guy on blast, because I admire him for trying, but if he really wanted to give natural healing a shot before going back to the medications, he would have worked with a clinician. He would have sought out an herbalist or somebody like me who does what I do, because it's not a DIY project. So, what I want to say on this is that I love that herbal medicine is the people's medicine. That's obviously something that attracted it to me as somebody who's never been one who gelled or integrated themselves in the Western medical model. And I spent years going to health food stores, buying over-formulated supplements that said they would do X, Y, or Z, and while I stayed at a doctor's office, it didn't actually fix some of the underlying issues I had. And it wasn't until I started getting serious studying and working with people like myself that I understood why. When you walk into Whole Foods, when you walk into natural grocers, when you walk into the local health food store and you see all the herbs and supplements on the shelf, like, that is not natural healing. That's a component of it. Those are natural things, but unless you are using those within a system of frameworks, then it's like the Western medical model is being applied to the plants or the supplements, and people think that, oh, I have this symptom, I need to take this herb or supplement, that'll do it. Well, it doesn't work like that, because we're all unique individuals, and I could line up 5 men right here with low testosterone, and the reason that each of them have low testosterone is going to be different. I could line up 5 women over here with chronic migraines, and the reason that they have chronic migraines is going to be different, and how we're going to work with each of them to get rid of their chronic migraines is going to be different. You cannot bypass the individual. Like, you absolutely can't. And there are tiers to natural medicine and what you can do with it at home. So back in the day, we used to have kind of a hierarchy of herbal knowledge. So maybe mom and dad in the home would know 5 to 10 kitchen herbs that could be used for boo-boos and tummy aches. And if something more serious came up, maybe grandma or some matriarch of the family would know a handful of other more sophisticated remedies. But if the thing was chronic or complex, you go to the village herbalist, you go to the village clinician. That is not knowledge that everybody at home has or needs to have, because it takes a dedicated lifetime and career to be proficient at these things. You can learn and understand a lot in a couple of years, but you will never master this entire system. There's so much I don't know, and I have to learn working in this field, working in this system, practicing Ayurveda, practicing clinical herbalism, practicing functional nutrition, practicing being a human that works with other humans is going to be a lifelong journey for me. So when people pick up herb books, which just leave a lot to be desired in my opinion, I think the dosing is never appropriate or accurate. They don't pay attention to what forms the herbs are in, and you don't know that an herb listed to do 30 different actions doesn't actually do all those actions well unless you have this like broader perspective and you really can learn from some people that have done it clinically. So that's a rant for another day. But what I want to say is this is really important to my heart, because I know what natural healing can do. I know what it's done for me. I know what it's done for my clients. I know what it's done for my mentors and then their clients. And there's this huge army of people who've really been served by these modalities. But when these modalities are practiced ineffectively by the average person, by practitioners who are undereducated, by anyone who just doesn't know what they don't know, it leaves people unwell. It leaves people not getting the answers they need or getting the relief they need. And like I mentioned earlier, then they have to turn back to models that don't serve them. They're back to square one, and they give up on the thing that can be absolutely dynamic, dramatic, and effective when used effectively. So it's really important and part of my mission to make sure that it is used effectively, and we're not over harvesting herbs and using them incorrectly. And big companies aren't, this actually really grinds my gears, selling people really expensive over-formulated products that probably don't work and are using herbs they don't need to use and are commanding prices they don't need to command and are just doing things in a way that have no traditional or scientific backing behind them. So I want everybody to experience the powers of natural medicine and natural healing, because it's amazing. I don't care what it is you're dealing with, from grieving the loss of a loved one to chronic migraines to a complex autoimmune disorder to depression and anxiety. That's my story. To complex menstrual issues. You know, I've watched women lined up for hysterectomies get taken off the list because the herbs worked. It's amazing, but we have to use it correctly. And I want this conversation to be more open and more popular and more talked about, because it is just such a beautiful system, and we are currently seeing the erasure of so much institutional knowledge happen with the advent of the internet, with everybody being a blogger, with everybody being on social media and regurgitating and saying whatever they want to say with no backing to it. It's bonkers out there. So I'm Lila. That was my rant. Thank you for being here. If you are interested in signing up for my newsletter, I will drop the link below. We share all kinds of good natural healing goodies. And if you're interested in any work the clinic does, definitely reach out and let me know how we can help. I have a bone to pick with Mountain Rose Herbs, and today we're going to talk about it. I am Lila, founder and lead clinician at the Virtual Natural Healing Clinic, where we help people with complex and chronic health conditions find results and feel better naturally. We are filling a gap between what the Western medical model isn't providing and the chaoticness that has become the wellness space is